Receiving simulator transmission. Uploading transmitted feed. Initializing playback sequence. Log execute.
Hey everyone, Seipher here, and welcome to my brand new Let's Play. Seipher plays Pokemon Heart Gold Nuzlocke. For those of you who are new to the channel, I have done this type of challenge before, having just finished up a Pokemon Fire Red Nuzlocke. For those of you who aren't new here, you're probably wondering, why are you doing this challenge again so soon? Like you just completed the Fire Red Nuzlocke not too long ago. And, well, I personally liked how the Fire Red Nuzlocke went, though there are things that I feel that could be improved upon. And I just kind of got the urge to jump right back into Nuzlocking, so I figured what better way than to progress on to a new generation of Pokemon, at least compared to Fire Red. Now, unlike the previous Nuzlocke, there will be more rules and a bit more difficulty to this one, so let's get right in. I suppose just to briefly go over the basic rules of a Nuzlocke, you can only catch the first Pokemon you run into per route. If a Pokemon faints, it is considered dead and must be released or permanently boxed. And you have to nickname your Pokemon to increase emotional attachment. There will be other rules involved in this, but I will be leaving a link to those rules in the description rather than going over every single one of them. So, let's progress onward. Huh? It's already become so bright outside. Sorry to keep you waiting. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Oak, but everyone calls me the Pokemon Professor. Before we go any further, I'd like to tell you a few things you should know about this world. This world is widely inhabited by creatures known as Pokemon. We humans live alongside Pokemon as friends. At times we play together, at other times we work together. Some people use their Pokemon to battle and develop closer bonds with them. Now, why don't you tell me a little about yourself? Are you a boy or a girl? Well, as I said in my update video, I was getting some new threads, so let's get on with it. And as you all know, my name is Seipher. Yes, my name is Seipher. Seipher, are you ready? Your very own tale of grand adventure is about to unfold. Fun experiences, difficult experiences, there's so much waiting for you. Dreams, adventure, let's go to the world of Pokemon. I'll see you later. Alright, and as you can see, very similar room to what we had in Kanto, but we're not in Kanto anymore. But before we go, let's check the PC. Got an email from Lyra. I guess a friend of ours. Yeah, that's not too difficult to make out. Very simplistic. A lot, but you know what? It's a lot nicer than the last email I received. So, shall we go? Hi, Seipher. You're finally awake. Your friend Lyra was just here. She was playing hide-and-seek with her Meryl. Oh, I almost forgot. Our acquaintance Professor Elm was looking for you. He said he had a favor to ask of you. You know where the lab is, right? It's right next door to us. By the way, do you have everything you need to go out? Here, use this bag to carry things. This is your trainer card. Here you can save a record of your progress. And these are also rather helpful. Just try touching the buttons and you'll know what to do in no time. Alright, well with that, before we do anything else, I want to click on options because we will be switching from the shift battle style to set. As this is one of the major changes to this Nuzlocke to add more difficulty. Compared to the Fire Red Nuzlocke, for those of you that don't watch, go watch it, but I played on shift mode there, and I basically had a very easy time because after I defeated every opponent's Pokemon, I could just switch out for free. With battle mode being set to set rather than shift, I just can't do that anymore. I have to let my Pokemon take a hit if I want to switch them out. So it should make Nuzlocking a bit more difficult compared to everything else. Now then, before I go inside, we want to take a look at this guy right here. So this is the famous Pokemon Lab. Huh? What are you staring at? Rude. Alright then, let's go on in. Hi, Seipher. I've been waiting for you. Do you know anything about my research? As you know, Pokemon are carried in Pokeballs these days. But before the Pokeball was invented, people used to walk with Pokemon, just like your friend Lyra does, alright? Pokeballs are great because you can carry many Pokemon, but walking with Pokemon must have some advantages. I'm sure you're right, everybody could use a little exercise every now and then. It could have something to do with how Pokemon grow or evolve. So I'm going to give you a Pokemon. Can you walk beside this Pokemon outside of its Pokeball to see if this brings any special feelings or bonds between people and Pokemon? The device over there has some Pokemon you could choose from. Oh, hey, I got an email. Okay. Hey, listen, I have this acquaintance that people call Mr. Pokemon. Okay, really? Really? Of all the people to get that nickname, this guy got it. Alright? He keeps finding weird things and raving about his discoveries. Anyway, I just got an email from him saying that this time it's real. It's probably another Pokemon egg, but we're still so busy with our Pokemon research. Wait, I know. You can go in our place, right? Can we count on you? You can choose one of the Pokemon over there. Alright, well, as usual, it's starter time. I'm not going to be going with any specific method to choose starter. I'm just going to go with a certain one that I want, and that would be this little guy right here, Cyndaquil. Going to be a bit different from how I did with Maverick and Fire Red, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. Anyway, we are going to nickname it as per Nuzlocking rules. Got another boy. So, I think because we've been left in this state after being the Kanto champion, that it's only appropriate that we rise from the Ashe. Yes, that is the nickname that I'm going with. How do you like walking with your Pokemon? It's not bad, is it? You can take it all the way to Mr. Pokemon's house. If your Pokemon gets hurt, you should heal it with this machine. It's so easy to use, just check the PC on my desk. Mr. Pokemon goes everywhere and finds rarities. His house is past Cherry Grove City. Go north a little past Cherry Grove. I'm counting on you, Seipher. Alright, well, let's get a move on. Seipher, I want you to have these to help you with your task. You obtain the potions. Pokemon are weak in the beginning. Don't hesitate to use a potion if you think yours is in danger. Alright, well, as you can likely see, we have Cyndaquil following us, just as our friend Lyra here has her Meryl following us. This is a feature that was in Pokemon Yellow, that was brought back for this game as a big selling feature for Heart Gold and Soul Silver. Anyway, Seipher. So you picked a Cyndaquil. That's a cute Pokemon you have. When you walk with it, it'll become more friendly. You should turn around and talk to it sometimes too. Oh, that's right. Why don't you show it to your mom? See ya. Alright, well, I should also say that any Pokemon that follows you in the overworld, you can turn around and talk to. and you will get a small response from it, in a way. And shininess will be carried over onto the overworld, so if you have a shiny Pokemon, which I'll explain a bit later, it will appear on the overworld as a shiny. Anyway. Oh, Seipher, that's a cute Pokemon you have. Professor Elm must have given it to you. Oh, Professor Elm has a task for you, you say. What kind of task? I see. That sounds a little difficult. But when someone makes that kind of request of you, it must be important. Oh, that's right, I completely forgot. Your Pokégear came back from the repair shop. Here you go. Alright. The Pokemon Gear, or Pokégear as it's often called, is what every trainer should have. Guess what? You can use the Pokégear to make a phone call too. Do you remember how? Yes, Mom. Just power the Pokégear and touch the telephone button, okay? The names of the people you call are automatically registered. Just select one to give him or her a call. Wow, I can't believe it's so easy to make a phone call. Why did you even bother telling me if I already told you that I know how to make a phone call? Hand-holdiness in games, you never get used to it. Anyway, let's get on with this task. Or not. Wait 1 second! I almost completely forgot about this. Here, I'll give you my number. Seipher registered Professor Elm in the Pokégear, okay? I'll call you up if anything comes up. Alright, Professor Elm. Not that I imagine much will come up, considering I'm just going to go a town or two over. Now, per my Nuzlocke rules, I will not be able to catch anything because I don't have any Pokeballs, and thus my first encounter clause does not kick in. Most of my rules don't kick in until I have Pokeballs, and that's just because I feel that I need to give myself some leeway. Well, rather, it's honestly just to make it so that I can't restart anytime soon, just because I didn't like what I got. And speaking of which, I should see what nature Ashe has, since we just got him. He's got a brave nature. He's alert to sounds. Okay, so a new change with Generation 4 and onward is that on the stat screen, you'll see a red stat and a blue stat. A red stat is what is buffed by your nature, and a blue stat is what is decreased by your nature. So plus attack minus speed. Not the best nature, but honestly something that doesn't decrease his special attack is fine by me. So we've actually got an okay Cyndaquil. Not the best, but could be worse. Could have something that increases his defense or special defense and lowers his special attack. Anyway, I am gonna just do a little bit of rhyming. As for my Nuzlocke, I also have the same universal Pokemon randomizer settings from the Fire Red Nuzlocke that I did. So, impossible evolutions have been made possible. You can technically run indoors. Well, actually, you could always run indoors in Generation 4. Pokemon names have obviously been case corrected, and moves have been updated to Gen 5 standards, so not anything too much to worry about. You're a rookie trainer, aren't you? I can tell. That's okay, everyone's a rookie at some point. If you'd like, I can teach you a few things. Okay then, follow me. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot you weren't wearing the running shoes. I'll try to go as slow as possible, so try keeping up. This is a Pokemon Center. They heal your Pokemon in no time at all. You'll be relying on them a lot, so you better learn a lot about them. Yes, the usual tutorial stuff. This is a Pokemon Mart. They sell Pokeballs for catching wild Pokemon and other useful items. Route 30 is out this way. Trainers will be battling their Pokémon there. If you go a little farther, you'll see Mr. Pokemon's house. This is the sea, as you can see. Some Pokémon are found only in water. Here, it's my house. For your effort keeping up with me, I'll give you my running shoes. They're still warm. Got you, didn't I? Don't worry, these are brand new. And with that, we've received the running shoes from the Gaijin. We can just hold the B button to sprint, which is rather useful once we have control again. There we go. So yeah, a bit more faster, but I find that whenever you run into wild Pokemon more easily when going through wild grass or caves. Anyway, I made it. I forgot about one thing. This is another token from me. Take it. And we also got a map card for our Pokegear so that we can always see where we are on the map. And with that, we can move on to getting through our task. So, I suppose there's one thing. I do hope that this goes quite as well as the Fire Red Nuzlocke. I gotta say I was pretty blessed with that one, but I also would like to see a bit more intrigue with how this one turns out, because at times I do feel like I wasn't exactly my best self in the Fire Red Nuzlocke. I could have improved myself. I could have... I had good strategy, but I didn't have quite as good commentary, so here's hoping that I've improved. Anyway, let's see if this guy is Mr. Pokemon. People usually come to my house looking for Mr. Pokemon's house. You did mean to visit my house, right? How kind of you. Do you have any apricorns? Apricorn trees bear fruit once a day. I have one of those trees too. You can make Pokeballs and other things. They're quite useful. I have a feeling this is meant to be. I'm so happy that I'll give you this. Obtain the apricorn box. With that apricorn box, you can carry so many apricorns. You'll be a decent apricorn collector. Alright, well, time to find Mr. Pokemon's house. Because that wasn't it. Could collect that green apricorn there from his tree, but I don't really feel like doing so right now. I suppose, since I ignored it earlier, I should explain. I am playing on emulator, and no matter what emulator that I try, I find that every single one of them have that palette appearing above wild Pokemon's heads. I don't know if that happens during trainer battles, but we'll see. If so, it should just be a minor annoyance, not anything to write home about. But yeah, that isn't typical. It's just the emulator, and I've tried multiple different emulators to see if it was just this one that I'm currently using, or if it was universal, and it unfortunately seems to be universal. I don't know if that's because of the universal Pokemon randomizer that I used, or if it's just the game itself from when I ripped the ROM. Well, I say I ripped the ROM, but a friend of mine did this back in the day for other reasons. Maybe I'll go into that some other time. Anyway, you must be Seipher. It was I who sent an email to Professor Elm earlier. This is what I want Professor Elm to examine. Obtain the mystery egg. A friend of mine from Ecruteak gave it to me. I bet you can't find this kind of egg in Johto. Ecruteak City is in Johto, though. How could this egg not be from Johto if your friend is from Ecruteak? I mean, unless he was outside the country at the time, but whatever. I thought Professor Elm might be able to tell what this is. He's the best when it comes to research of Pokemon evolution. That's a quote from the famous Professor Oak. You are returning to Professor Elm. Here, your Pokemon should have some rest. Alright, well, we're fully healed up and ready to go. And with that, I'm Professor Oak, a Pokemon researcher. So you're Seipher. Oak, we saw each other not too long ago. Like, you congratulated me on being the champion of the Kanto region. I mean, surely you remember me. I was just visiting my friend, Mr. Pokemon. I heard you were running an errand for Professor Elm, so I waited here. Oh, what's this? A rare Pokemon? I see. You must be helping Professor Elm's research. I think I understand why Professor Elm gave you that Pokemon. I mean, I kinda did need a replacement after Maverick was taken from me. You will treat your Pokemon with loving care, it seems. Ah, you seem to be dependable. How would you like to help me out? See? This is the latest version of the Pokedex. It automatically records data on Pokemon you've seen or caught. It's a high-tech encyclopedia. I'd like you to have it. And with that, we got the Pokedex again. Go meet many kinds of Pokemon and complete that Pokedex. But I've stayed too long. I have to get to Goldenrod for my usual radio show. Seipher, I have a feeling that this was not the last time we'll meet. Let's exchange numbers just to be on the safe side. And with that, we've registered Professor Oak. Probably won't be completing the Pokedex, given the Nuzlocke kind of prevents that, but we'll see how far we get. And with that, he's gone, and we should be able to leave. Alright, let's make it back to Elm. Oh, speak of the devil. Hello, Seipher? It's a disaster. It's just terrible. What should I do? Oh no. Please get back here now. Okay, Elm, what the heck? Everything goes to pot, apparently, when I'm not around, so let's go see what we can take care of back at Elm's lab. I suppose I should say while we're walking back to the lab that we do have one major change from Fire Red to Heart Gold, and that is the inclusion of a day and night cycle for wild Pokemon. At least for outdoors, on any route like this one. The type of Pokemon available to you will be different depending on the time of day. This changes 3 times throughout the day, from 4 a.m. to 9:59 a.m. it is considered morning. From 10 to 7:59 p.m. it is considered day, and then the remaining time, 8 to 3:59, is considered night. So, it's going to affect the Nuzlocke in ways that I'm not entirely sure on, but should be interesting to see, since I have to be more strategic with what I can catch and when. So basically, when we play, and though I could just alter the clock, it'll be more interesting to see how playing at certain times of day will affect my team composition. Anyway, it's that guy from earlier. You got a Pokemon at the lab? What a waste. That's a Pokemon that's too good for a wimp like you. What? Why are you just being a jerk? Like, you were angry at me earlier for seeing why you were being a peeping Tom. Not that there was much to peep on at the lab, but whatever. Don't you get what I'm saying? Well, I too have a good Pokemon. I'll show you what I mean. And with that, we are in our first trainer battle. against Passerby Boy. Funny enough, he was just called Pokemon Trainer in the original Gold and Silver for this first fight. So, when I was a kid, I was kind of dumb and just thought that was his name, so I just always referred to him as for reasons that you'll see soon. But yeah, this is your standard first rival battle. Just tackle as much as you can to win and hope that you don't get crit. I personally don't see too much going wrong here, so we'll be pretty good, I think. He's mainly focusing on Leer, and that's not going to get him any favors. In any case, level up. And we learned Smokescreen, which can be useful. Are you happy now? Alright, got 500 for winning. Do you want to know who I am? I'm going to be the world's greatest Pokemon trainer. Man, I was a former champion of Kanto, so I'm not so sure that's really the case. I mean, I beat you, and it was with a level 5 starter, so I don't see you doing much. Give it back, that's my trainer card. Dude, you're dropping your your driver's license on the ground all willy-nilly. I mean, come on, keep it in your wallet, man. Oh no, you saw my name. Alright, well, with that, I'll definitely know who to report as a peeping Tom. In any case, let's get back to Elm. I'm sure that he's going off the walls, waiting for us to get back to him. There we go, come on. I do sort of miss having repels like I did at the end of my Fire Red Nuzlocke. Makes getting through these areas so much easier, but whatever, we can just worry about that for another time. Anyway. Just gonna get up. We should be on our way soon. Almost there. Okay, as we can see, back in the lab. Alright, and the cops are here. Who are you? We are investigating the case of the missing Pokemon here. Rule number 1, whoever did it will come back to the site. Just because people like to appreciate the scene of the crime that they committed doesn't mean that I'm the guy that did it, just because I returned to the site. Oh my, so you must be the one who did it. Dude, seriously, I'm not the guy. Did you not hear the description from Professor Elm? Hold on a second. He has nothing to do with it. I saw it. There was a red-haired boy looking into the building. What? You battled a boy like that? He must be the one who did it. Did you happen to get his name? And this is the reason why I thought that his name was just question mark, because I was just told that for the first battle, and didn't realize that I had the power to give him whatever name I wanted. So, I just foolishly named him question mark, but now I am not going to be so foolish, and I'm going to go with a certain name of a acquaintance of mine on Discord who agreed to let me use their name for rival purposes. Anyway, here is Scarlet. I see, so Scarlet was his name. Yes, I know that his canon name is Silver, but I'm not going with that. Just because I went with Blue last time doesn't mean that I've got to but with silver this time. Thanks for helping my investigation. My next assignment is a search for this red-haired individual. Seipher, I'm glad they understand you are innocent. See you later. Alright, well, I don't imagine they'll have much luck finding him. I mean, they immediately assumed that I was the culprit, so police can't be that competent here. Seipher, this is terrible. Oh yes, what was Mr. Pokemon's big discovery? Really moving past that real quick, aren't you, Elm? Well, here's his egg. Huh? This egg may be something I've never seen. Still, it's just an egg. Mr. Pokemon is always fascinated by eggs. Well, since he gave it to us, we might as well find out what secrets it holds. Did not mean to skip that dialogue there earlier, but whatever. I'll keep it for a while to find out about the egg. What? Oak gave you a Pokedex? Seipher, is that true? That's incredible. He is superb at seeing the potential of people as trainers. Wow, Seipher, I knew you were a little different. I hope that's in a good way. I knew things are going to be fun. Okay. Your Pokemon seem to really like you. So why don't you take the Pokemon Gym Challenge? If you manage to defeat all the gym leaders, you'll eventually challenge the Pokemon League champion. Alright, well that's the case. Or not, haha. Okay, seriously, this is a Nuzlocke. I intend to succeed. So don't count me out just yet. I mean, I got through one challenge. I'm pretty sure that even with the difficulty of my new rules that I can get through this one. Becoming the champion is not at all easy, but you can certainly challenge Violet City's gym. Seipher, challenging the gyms scattered around will be a long journey. Before you leave, make sure you talk to your mom. Alright, well, I guess before we do anything drastic, we should just go speak to her then. Okay. Did not mean to do that. Let's just go inside. Controls are a little sticky, but whatever. Oh. Did not mean to skip all that. Anyway, I know. Every time you receive prize money, I'll save it for you. On a long journey, money is important. You want me to save your money? You definitely want to do this. She gives you items that you cannot get otherwise, and honestly, she doesn't even use your money. Just spoiler, but it's really no downside to this. Okay, I'll take care of your money. Be careful. Pokemon are your friends. When you work as a team, you can accomplish anything. Now go on. Alright, well, I didn't mean to skip that dialogue, but whatever. Not like it's all that important. Before I sign off, I want to do one last thing, and it's going to be a bit of a tedious thing, so let's just go on in. There you are. Seipher, you can catch wild Pokemon with Pokeballs. Follow me. Yep, it is our basic catching tutorial once again. Just like that. Huh? Was I too fast? I'll try again. Come this way. And she immediately runs into a Rattata. which honestly, it's a pretty rare encounter for daytime hours. If this was nighttime, it would be a little less rare, though honestly, you might have a better chance of running into it on another route, but hopefully you get. But anyway, not that I should be focusing on that, because it's always fixed to be Rattata for this demonstration anyway. See? Just like that. It's better to lower your target's HP more than I did, though. Or make it sleep or something. You can try all kinds of things to see what works. I'll give you these. Good luck! We obtained Pokeballs, and now our Nuzlocke is officially considered started. See you. You know what? Just because we're already here, I kind of want to see if I can encounter something, and what do you know, a level 4 Rattata. Alright, well, hopefully this is smooth sailing. I'm just gonna tackle it. Was not expecting that quick attack. Okay, normally I'd say just throw a ball at these things to start out, but I wanted to tackle it because I didn't think that my tackle would be crit, and I just want to try catching this thing right now. So let's just throw in a Pokeball. We only have 5 of these, so we have to be very careful with how we use them, but should be fine. And what do you know? We got our Rattata, easy peasy. Alright, well, let's quickly nickname this. And you know what, since... you know what, just because I don't have a name in mind, I'm going to just swap around the nickname of my first Rattata from the Fire Red Nuzlocke. So, again, go watch it. I'll have included a card when I first mentioned the Fire Red Nuzlocke, so no excuses. Anyway, let's just go. I want to just get a few more things done now that I've seen that I can just get to catching Pokemon. Not going to be catching you because, again, only first encounter. Did not mean to do that. Okay. Come on. I don't mean to do that either. I should mention that I probably should be using my mouse a bit more for the bottom screen rather than relying on the keyboard to select the right option. Anyway, if we go up here, there's another route that we can quickly investigate. And with that selected, we can get a move on to finding an encounter here. Normally you would only come to this area much later in the game, but I've decided to take the risk on a Pokemon here to see what we can get. And it's a Geodude. Awesome. Alright, well, I know that I tackled before, but I don't want to tackle this one. I want to just throw a ball and see if we have the luck, because at this early stage, throwing a ball at full health at Pokemon this week is usually going to work. Alright, well, that was easy. And I don't really have a name for you either. Getting a lot more girls this time around. So let's just go with... You know what? The first name that comes to mind when I think of a rock type as Victor from Victor Stone Cyborg, but you're a girl, so Victoria. Alright, well with that, we should be almost ready to... let's see, what to do. Do I want to end? No, let's... I know that this is already a pretty long episode, but I just kind of wanted to get all of this started. So let's quickly run into a new area. Just want to head to Route 30 as quickly as possible to get one last encounter, and then I'll end off. Kind of like how in the first episode, kind of like how the Fire Red Nuzlocke went. Got a team together, and then save things off for next time. So let's quickly rush up. Won't be too much longer. I'll probably rearrange the team as I did with the Fire Red Nuzlocke, but no worries. Anyway, got a boy again, so let's see what we can do. As usual, Pokemon are at this low level are easily caught, and Caterpie has a ridiculously easy catch rate, so this should work. I'm definitely having a lot more luck than I did in Fire Red with just chucking balls at Pokemon in these early stages, from the looks of it. Alright, well, with that, hopefully that's a sign of good fortune to come. Anyway, don't really have a name for you, but I think I'll just reference one of my favorite YouTubers again with Rebecca Parham's popular Pokemon parody video by calling you Beefly. And that'll hopefully make more sense once you evolve. Anyway, with all of that taken care of, I believe that we are finally ready to sign off for today. Thank you guys for watching. Until next time, stay gold.
Playback sequence terminated. Transmission disconnected.